Welcome and thank you for joining us. You are watching Millennium News Hour and I am Tanziba Noreen. Today we have brought top and trending news from across the nation and the world. Let's begin with the headlines. At the direction of Donald Trump, Michael Cohen details Trump's role in his repeated lies. Speaker Mike Johnson's appearance at Trump's felony trial marks a remarkable moment in U.S. politics. U.S. promises Ukraine military aid to make real difference on the way. Eight dead, at least 40 injured as farm workers' bus overturns in central Florida. Melinda French Gates resigns as Gates Foundation co-chair, Gates $12.5 billion. Cannes kicks off with a palm tour for Meryl Streep and a post-Barbie fete of Greta Gerwig. Putin to visit China on May 16 to 17 to deepen ties with Xi Jinping. Amsterdam University cancels classes after violence erupted at a pro-Palestinian rally. King Charles III unveils his first official portrait since his coronation. Alice Munro, Nobel Literature winner revered as short story master, dies at 92. 14 killed as billboard falls during dust storm in Mumbai. And PSG star Mbappe will join Madrid, La Liga chief says. You were listening to Headlines, now news in detail. Donald Trump's former longtime lawyer Michael Cohen returned to the witness stand Tuesday and told jurors he repeatedly lied about his hush money payment to adult film actor Stormy Daniels in the closing days of the 2016 campaign in order to protect Mr. Trump. Cohen said he would claimed to be the sole person behind the $130,000 payment to Daniels to protect his boss, to stay on message, to demonstrate continued loyalty. In reality, he told the jury everything he did was at the direction of Donald Trump. Prosecutors allege that Trump falsified business records relating to those payments by classifying them as legal services pursuant to a retainer agreement. Cohen testified Monday in New York City that no such retainer agreement existed. Trump attorney Todd Blanche began his cross-examination in fiery fashion in the afternoon, telling Cohen that they would never meet, but that Cohen had referred to him on TikTok as a crying little S dash. Sounds like something I would say, Cohen replied. Asked if he would call Trump a dictator douchebag, Cohen gave a similar answer. Blanche then pressed him on his penchant for talking to the press and the DA's efforts to stop him from doing so while the office was investigating the case. Asked if he remembered promising to stop going on TV last year, Cohen said he did not. I don't recall ever agreeing not to go on television, he said, but he did remember the DA asking him to please stop talking at some points. Asked if he wanted to see Trump convicted, Cohen answered, sure. Cohen is the final witness in Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg's case, prosecutor Joshua Steinglass told the judge earlier in the day. Blunt told the judge it is unclear whether the defense will call any witnesses, including Trump. Cohen testified Tuesday that Trump had told him to work out how he would be reimbursed with Allen Weisselberg, then the chief financial officer of the Trump Organization. He said Trump reiterated that position when he met with Cohen in the Oval Office in 2017. "Make sure you deal with Allen," Cohen quoted him as saying. U.S. House Speaker Mike Johnson assailed the U.S. judicial system on Tuesday, becoming the highest-ranking Republican to show up at court with Donald Trump and using his powerful position to attack the hush money case against the former president as an illegitimate sham. It was a remarkable moment in modern American politics, the House Speaker turning his Republican Party against the federal and state legal systems that are foundational to the U.S. government and a cornerstone of democracy. Johnson, who is second in line for the presidency, called the court system corrupt. Outside the New York courthouse, he decried this ridiculous prosecution that is not about justice. He said it's all about politics. The speaker is leading a growing list of Republican lawmakers who are criticizing the American judicial system as they rally to Trump's side, appearing at the courthouse to defend the party's presumptive presidential nominee. Trump is accused of having arranged secret payments to a porn actress to hide negative stories during his successful 2016 campaign for president, with Trump stuck in court and barred by a judge's gag order from criticizing witnesses or certain elements of the case. Johnson and the lawmakers are taking it upon themselves to attack the proceedings now in a fourth week of witness testimony. They are using the trial as a de facto campaign stop as they work to return the former president to the White House. United States Secretary of State Antony Blinken has promised Ukraine that aid that will make a real difference on the battlefield is on the way. Blinken arrived in Kiev on a surprise diplomatic visit on Tuesday to underline the support of the U.S. political wrangling in Washington, held up a military aid package that was finally approved in April. In the meantime, Russia has pushed to take advantage, launching huge barrages of missiles and opening a new front line in the northeastern Kharkiv region. The trip is the first by a senior U.S. official since the $61 billion support was approved. Blinken met Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky and promised the U.S. aid would make a real difference against the Russian aggression on the battlefield. The assistance is now on the way. Some of it has already arrived and more of it will be arriving, the U.S. official promised. A strong, successful, thriving, free Ukraine is the best possible rebuke to Russia's President Vladimir Putin, he said, adding that Washington is determined that over time, Ukraine stands strongly on its own feet, militarily, economically, democratically. Zelensky lauded the crucial U.S. aid, stressing the country's biggest deficit, air defense. He told Blinken that Ukraine needed 2 air defense batteries for the northeastern city of Kharkiv being pummeled by Russian air raids. Civilians, warriors, everybody, they are under Russian missiles, Zelensky added. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feast. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. A bus carrying farm workers collided with a pickup truck and overturned in Central Florida on Tuesday, killing 8 people and injuring about 40 other passengers, authorities said. The bus was transporting 53 farm workers at about 6:40 a.m. when it collided with a truck in Marion County, about 80 miles north of Orlando, the Florida Highway Patrol said. Authorities say the bus swerved off State Road 40, a straight but somewhat hilly 2-lane road that passes through farms. It crashed through a fence and ended up on its side in a field. The workers were being transported to Cannon Farms in Dunallen, which has been harvesting watermelons. Photos taken by the Ocala Star banner at the scene show the bus lying on its side with both its emergency rear door and top hatch open. The truck that hit it shows extensive damage to its driver's side. Federal statistics show that vehicle crashes were the leading cause of job-related deaths among farm workers in 2022, the latest year available. They accounted for 81 of 171 fatalities. There is no immediate indication that weather was a factor. It is also not immediately not known if the bus had seat belts. Melinda French Gates has said she will step down as co-chair of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the non-profit she and her ex-husband Bill Gates founded more than 20 years ago. This is not a decision I came to lightly, French Gates posted on X on Monday. I am immensely proud of the foundation that Bill and I built together and of the extraordinary work it is doing to address inequities around the world. She praised the foundation's CEO, Mark Sussman, and the board of trustees, which was significantly expanded after the couple announced their divorce in May 2021. The time is right for me to move forward into the next chapter of my philanthropy, French Gates wrote in her statement without giving further details. French Gates will receive $12.5 billion as part of her agreement with Gates, which she said would commit to future work focused on women and families. The foundation said US tech giant Microsoft co-founder Gates would supply those funds personally, not from the foundation's endowment. A spokesperson said it will change its name to the Gates Foundation. Now it's time for global updates. The first star to arrive on the red carpet at the 77th Cannes Film Festival came on 4 legs. Macy, the dog from the film Anatomy of a Fall, walked up and down the Cannes carpet on Tuesday ahead of the opening ceremony. Lines of tuxedo-clad photographers called out, "Macy, Macy," while the border collie strolled past and climbed the stairs to the Palais des Festivals. There he sat and held his front paws up in the air like a movie star waving to the crowd. Beneath intermittent rainy skies, the Cannes Film Festival opened Tuesday with the presentation of an honorary Palme d'Or for Meryl Streep and the unveiling of Greta Gerwig's jury as the French Riviera Spectacular kicked off a potentially volatile 77th edition. A 10-day stream of stars began flowing down the Cannes red carpet with the opening night film, The Second Act, a French comedy starring Lee Seydoux, Vincent Lindon, Louis Garrel, and Raphael Quenard. They play squabbling actors filming a movie directed by an artificial intelligence. The festival's first lengthy standing ovation, though, went to Streep, who was awarded an honorary Palme d'Or during Tuesday's opening ceremony. After Juliette Binoche introduced her, Streep alternatively shook her head, fanned herself, and danced while the crowd thunderously cheered. "I'm just so grateful that you haven't gotten sick of my face and you haven't gotten off of the train," said Streep, who soon thereafter declared Cannes officially open with Binoche. The reception was nearly as rapturous for Gerwig, the first American female filmmaker to serve as president of the Cannes jury that will decide the festival's top award, the Palme d'Or. In the days to come, Cannes will premiere George Miller's Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, Francis Ford Coppola's self-financed Megalopolis, and anticipated new movies from Paolo Sorrentino, Yorgos Lanthimos, Andrea Arnold, and Kevin Costner. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. You are watching latest global updates. Russian President Vladimir Putin will visit China on May 16 to 17, the Kremlin said on Tuesday, using the first foreign trip of his new 6-year term to underscore the deepening partnership with China's Xi Jinping. China and Russia declared a no-limits partnership in February 2022 when Putin visited Beijing just days before he sent tens of thousands of troops into Ukraine, triggering the deadliest land war in Europe since World War II. At the invitation of Chinese President Xi Jinping, Vladimir Putin will pay a state visit to China on May 16 to 17 as his first foreign trip after taking office, the Kremlin said. Putin, 71, and Xi, 70 years old, will take part in a gala evening celebrating 75 years since the Soviet Union recognized the People's Republic of China, which was declared by Mao Zedong in 1949. The United States cast China as its biggest competitor and Russia as its biggest nation-state threat, while US President Joe Biden argues that this century will be defined by an existential contest between democracies and autocracies. The University of Amsterdam cancelled classes Tuesday and shut buildings for 2 days after the latest pro-Palestinian demonstrations over the war in Gaza turned destructive. Protests continued to simmer at several European universities, where students faced off with academic authorities on whether relations with Israel should be broken off or drastically reduced. as the death toll continues to climb during the 7-month Israel-Hamas war. Overall, the protests in Europe have failed to reach the intensity of demonstrations at several U.S. universities. In the Netherlands, the board at the nearly 400-year-old University of Amsterdam issued a statement saying it could not guarantee the safety of anyone on campus after a group of masked agitators barricaded doors and spray-painted slogans on the walls. The mayhem on Monday followed a peaceful walkout of staff and students against the Israel-Hamas war and the university's response to earlier protests. King Charles III has unveiled the first portrait of the monarch completed since he assumed the throne, a vivid image that depicts him in the bright red uniform of the Welsh Guards against a background of similar hues. The larger-than-life painting by artist Jonathan Yeo captures the king with his hands clasped atop the hilt of his sword and a butterfly flitting above his right shoulder. Charles got his first look at the canvas Tuesday at Buckingham Palace. Yeo began the portrait more than a year before Charles became king, with a sitting at the then Prince of Wales Highgrove Estate in June 2021. The last sitting took place in November 2023 at Clarence House, one of the king's residences in London. When I started this project, His Majesty the King was still His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales, and much like the butterfly I have painted hovering over his shoulder, this portrait has evolved as the subject's role in our public life has transformed, Yeo said. The portrait, which is approximately 8.5 by 6.5 feet, will be on display at the Philip Mould Gallery in London from May 16 to June 14. From the end of August, it will be displayed at Draper's Hall across town. The portrait was commissioned to celebrate Charles' 50 years as a member of the Draper's Company, which was set up more than 600 years ago as a trade association for wool merchants. Nobel laureate Alice Munro, the Canadian literary giant who became one of the world's most esteemed contemporary authors and one of history's most honored short story writers, has died at age 92. A spokesperson for publisher Penguin Random House Canada said Munro, winner of the Nobel Literary Prize in 2013, died Monday at home in Port Hope, Ontario. Munro had been in frail health for years and often spoke of retirement, a decision that proved final after the author's 2012 collection, Dear Life, often ranked with Anton Chekhov, John Cheever, and a handful of other short story writers. Munro achieved stature rare for an art form traditionally placed beneath the novel. She was the first lifelong Canadian to win the Nobel and the first recipient cited exclusively for short fiction. Echoing the judgment of so many before, the Swedish Academy pronounced her a master of the contemporary short story who could accommodate the entire epic complexity of the novel in just a few short pages. At least 14 people were killed and 74 injured when a billboard collapsed during a dust storm and unseasonal rains in Mumbai's Ghatkopar locality on Tuesday, civic officials said. The 100-foot-tall billboard, which put up without the civic body's permission, collapsed at a petrol station during the dust storms, according to Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation officials. Search and rescue operations continued at the Chera Nagar-based petrol pump this morning. National Disaster Response Force has deployed 2 teams for the rescue operation being carried out along with Mumbai Fire Brigade and other agencies. Mumbai police registered a case against the owner of the billboard, a private company, under sections 304 culpable homicide not amounting to murder, 338 causing grievous hurt by act endangering life or personal safety of others, and 337 causing hurt to another person by acting rashly or negligently of the Indian Penal Code. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feast. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Now it's time for business news. Today's New York stock close price is 18,133.95. The NYSE Composite is decreased by 28.10 points or 0.15%. Tokyo stock close price is 38,179.46. The Nikkei 225 index is decreased by 49.65 points or 0.13%. Shanghai stock close price is 3,148.02. The Shanghai index is decreased by 6.53 points or 0.21%. Hong Kong stock close price is 19,115.06. The Hang Seng index is increased by 151.38 points or 0.80%. Bombay stock close price is 72,776.13. The Sensex index is increased by 111.66 points or 0.15%. Let's have a look on today's sports stories. Kylian Mbappe was named France's Player of the Year on Monday at an award ceremony in Paris as he comes to the end of his 7-season stay with Paris Saint-Germain. Mbappe, 25, picked up the prize for the best player in Ligue 1 at the UNFP Trophies Gala for the 5th time in a row after a season in which he has scored 44 goals in all competitions for PSG. The France captain last week confirmed he will leave PSG at the end of the campaign when his contract expires, with Real Madrid expected to be his next destination. On the other hand, La Liga president Javier Tebas says Paris Saint-Germain striker Kylian Mbappe will join Real Madrid next season. The 25-year-old France captain announced last week he is leaving PSG at the end of his contract this summer without specifying his destination, and Madrid are poised to sign him after years of failed attempts. He is Madrid's next season, yes, Tebas told Argentine daily sports newspaper Ole on Monday. If they have signed a 5-year deal, he has 5 seasons of opportunity to win the Champions League. Mbappe is set to join a star-studded Madrid team led by Brazil's Vinicius Junior and England international Jude Bellingham. Los Blancos strolled to the Spanish title and are in the Champions League final at Wembley against Borussia Dortmund on June 1. Let's have a look on today's weather forecast. Before finishing today's news, let's hear out the headlines again. At the direction of Donald Trump, Michael Cohen details Trump's role in his repeated lies. Speaker Mike Johnson's appearance at Trump's felony trial marks a remarkable moment in U.S. politics. U.S. promises Ukraine military aid to make real difference on the way. Eight dead, at least 40 injured as farm workers' bus overturns in central Florida. Melinda French Gates resigns as Gates Foundation co-chair, gets 12.5 billion. Cannes kicks off with a Palme d'Or for Meryl Streep and a post-Barbie fete of Greta Gerwig. Putin to visit China on May 16 to 17 to deepen ties with Xi Jinping. Amsterdam University cancels classes after violence erupted at a pro-Palestinian rally. King Charles III unveils his first official portrait since his coronation. Alice Munro, Nobel Literature winner revered as short story master, dies at 92. 14 killed as billboard falls during dust storm in Mumbai. And PSG star Mbappe will join Madrid, La Liga chief says. That's all for today. Keep watching Millennium News Hour for latest news update. To stay updated, like our Facebook page, subscribe our YouTube channel and visit our website. Our website address is www.millenniumnews24.com. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all at TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia, available with the Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with us for all the latest news worldwide. Thank you.